Peace and love. It's good to be back. Let's do a goddess reading for the week to kind of touch in on the energies to see where we are spiritually. Whenever you come across this reading, there could be a message in here for you. It's timeless. All the readings I do on this channel are timeless. I hope you're well. There's a lot happening right now energetically in the world. So just want to send out blessings and give thanks for life and send out blessings to those who need it. And pretty much we all need it. Well, let's see what the goddesses have to say to us. All right, Spirit. We'll do a short one. Let's keep it kind of quick if I can. All right, Spirit. What messages do you have for us as we head into the week? Focusing on our goddess energy, divine feminine energy. Bringing about healing to the self. Spreading that energy outwardly. Working to heal others. Moving on our divine paths. On our divine missions. Thank you, Spirit. Just get 2 cards. Thank you. So coming into balance, Spirit wants us to do that. And then failure. All right, so Ace, manifestation. So knowing that we are powerful, knowing that we have something to add, knowing that we have something to give to the world. All right? With the Earth, the Ace of manifestation. This means that there is something that you do, or whoever you are, it brings value. It brings value to the space around you, even if it doesn't feel like it with a failure card. Right. Let's get one of these two. I'm going to take some more time. I can tell for me, this is a good reading. This is kind of powerful energy for me right now. So let's see. All right, so let's see. So intuition. Spirit wants to make sure that we are following our inner guidance, especially when, when we feel like with the 7 of Earth that we might be depleted in many different ways. Right now, the world will deplete us. If you stay on the news all the time, if you are in fear of what's going on, if you are allowing that to control and to dictate your movements forward, there's an energy of depletion there, right? So you have to be careful and find a balance when it comes to looking at what's online and looking at those news sources and deciding what you want to view, what you want to consume. So you definitely want to be careful with that right now. That's just a different message, because those type of energies can deplete. A lot of the reason that we're in the space that we're in is fear, being afraid of other people. All right, I've talked a lot about this on this channel. Allowing others to be considered, allowing others to be othered, being okay with people being ostracized and put out of communities, not acknowledging people who are different, not acknowledging people who have something to say. But it's a reckoning right now in this country, because now we're realizing that it's not just a couple of groups that can be othered, who've spent lifetimes being othered, which means looked at as an outsider, not allowed to come in, And if this person knocked on the door and wanted to come in, it's why. Or if they complained about wanting to come in, it's you complain too much, or why are you complaining, or that's not real, or that's not true. So the whole idea of being gaslight about something not being right. But now we're seeing that things are not right. All right, it's right in front of our faces. And it's not just right for one group of people. Because truly and honestly, when it's not right for one group of people, it's not right for anybody. When the world isn't right for one person, it's not, one group of people are being targeted. It's not right for anybody. Something is out of balance. So right now what's going on is just, it's a lot of fear. So don't allow fear to play any part in, your movements forward when it comes to wanting something powerful in your life, and also when it comes to speaking out and having courage for who you are. with that pentacle energy. Let's take a look at it. The Ace of Manifestation. And so we have a couple things going on here with this card. We have the throat chakra here with this energy. So being able to speak the truth, being confident in how you share your truth with others, right? And this is just your truth. It's not about, we're not talking about politically right now. We're just talking about walking in the world. But walking in the world where you're speaking as yourself, being confident in who you are. Allowing yourself, because we have this light streaming outside of the eyes here, allowing yourself to see what's real, to see what's in front of you and not be afraid of looking at the truth. I think that becomes an issue as well when we're afraid of seeing things that are right in front of us. But that's where the power lies, and that's where the healing lies, in being able to confront things head on. That's where this energy comes out of the crown chakra. Because when you're speaking your truth and when you're seeing the truth, right, the truth manifests around you, not just in a way where we're only seeing negative things, right? We're not talking about that, but we can see the power in everyday situations. We can see the power in ourselves. This person has gotten to a point here with the throat chakra being open, with the eyes being open, with the crown chakra being open to information, being open to healing, being open to vision, visionary energy. This is the energy that brings about power, a powerful person. Utilizing the intuition here. Spirit is saying that those moments when you feel like you're a failure, come into balance with the self. Sit down for a minute. Remember who you are. Remember why it's important to love yourself. Remember where you've come from. All those things like that. To bring yourself back into balance, to say, wait a minute, I'm beautiful and I have something to offer here. We know you do because you have the Ace of Manifestation. You're ready to manifest. This energy here, the Seven of Failures, the Seven of Pentacles, which is the idea of working on something and not seeing any results in it, or not seeing the results that you want to see. But in actuality, things are happening behind the scenes all times. And sometimes you have to see things through the third eye chakra with your sight before you can see it in the physical realm, right? But if you automatically put it at this energy of failure, where it's already depleted and it's already barren, it's hard to come back into this energy of manifestation. So you have to bring your body into balance to believe that beautiful things can happen. When you can start to envision the buds, the leaves growing on this tree, the buds, growing, and then the flowers coming into full bloom. And so it takes a lot of faith to come from this to this. But Spirit is saying that you have it already. Let's get one more. Another thing too, we're not thinking about the bigger scale of political things going on. I know I talked about that in the beginning. It's on my heart, so I had to bring it up. But just in your life, balanced connections, making sure you're around people who keep you balanced, not people will have you rocking back and forth and, falling from one side to the other, when you're not feeling strong in their presence. Not saying about them, but it's really about you. So making sure that we're dealing with people that want to keep us balanced because they're balanced, not ones who want to keep us always, stressed out or anxious. That's when we know we're dealing with the wrong types. When we're in situations where we're dealing with the wrong types, it keeps us in the Seven of Earth energy where we're waiting for results, but they're not going to come because we don't believe that they're going to come. Why? Because we have people around us who believe they're not going to come, right? And so we have to make sure that we're dealing with the right people too. And you're doing that through utilizing your intuition with the third eye chakra. Spirit is saying your royalty here with this color. You have to own it. You have to believe it. We're talking about the goddess energy, the divine feminine energy. So the whole idea is that you have this within you. And this is for masculine and feminine, right? Masculine energy also can tap into the divine feminine energy or the goddess energy, right? And so we want to make sure that we are honoring ourselves as goddesses, that we're honoring ourselves as divine feminines, that we're honoring ourselves first and foremost and mainly as divine beings here on this planet. While all this other stuff is operating outside of us, right? Because even if things are operating on the outside, how are we on the inside? If we allow this energy from the outside, this energy of failure and depletion to control our narrative, our inner narrative, then it's hard to escape it because we've allowed it to become us. We've allowed it to be a part of who we are. Not saying we haven't experienced hardship, because we all have experienced hardship with this energy, but can we move away from it? Forgiveness. So for some, the goddess, they're telling us to forgive ourselves from in love with this ace, the ecstasy here, the C's. This is just the Ace of Cups. Just this idea that before anyone else gives you any love, or the idea of waiting for somebody to tell you that they love you, or they like what you're doing, or that you're this or that you're that, we have to love ourselves truly and honestly first and foremost. I'm talking about the biggest cup of love, the biggest cup of water, that energy, the biggest cup. And we need to drink of that on a regular basis, loving ourselves. That energy of loving the self and loving who you are radiates to others. It changes your environment here. It changes this energy of the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Pentacles. Communication on the bottom. Making sure you're communicating your truth. Make sure you're communicating with your higher self. Forgiving yourself for anything from the past, how you viewed yourself in the past, how your life was in the past, right? Forgiving, sometimes it's forgiving the spirit team for not moving on your schedule, being because you want things to go your way, or you want things to move this way, or do this, go. Things take time. So things take time with the Seven of Earth. So forgiveness for many different things, right? How we've talked to ourselves, how we've treated others, how we've looked at our lives, how we haven't honored ourselves in some certain cases, and knowing that we can make changes where all of that's when all of that's there. We'll pull one of these, the Black Goddess Within Oracle. How do we bring ourselves into balance, spirit, and work to manifest miracles in our lives, abundance in our lives, where we can see it? Because the Pentacles deals with energy that we can see. So we have the Ace of Pentacles out here, and we have the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles still means that you're working. All right, it's still hope with this energy here. But Pentacles is tangible energy. So for some of us, it's finances. How can we bring this energy into real? How can it become fully realized? Let's see. So we have Zanahari. I'm going to read it. And Spirit is saying we have to come into alignment. That's this balance card, right? We come into alignment by speaking our truth, by opening our eyes to see what's around us, making sure we're in the right environments, and if not, we need to change them. This reading comes up a lot on this channel. It comes up all the time. So it's something that we're working through, making sure that we are being honored in our environments, right? And if we're not feeling like we are, I don't mean somebody is worshiping you. That's not what I mean. But you feel like you're not being depleted in your environment. If you're being depleted, if it's not reciprocal, if there's no reciprocity, if there's no energy, and you're giving energy, there's nothing being returned, then something's not right. Or if you're not giving energy, then something's not right. And so that's what we have to use that intuition of fate to say, am I feeling right in my spiritual body, in my emotional body, all of that stuff. Some of this stuff can be felt in the physical body. If you're always sick, if your tummy is always hurting, your solar plexus chakra is telling you something's not right. Your tummy's hurting before you go to work, or if you have to deal with a person and your tummy's hurting. If you got the jitters, if your anxiety is firing up, and you're having a hard time getting out of bed, if you're having constant headaches, all right? If something's happening with your diet and you can't, your food, you have heartburn all the time. Sometimes these things manifest, these intuitive hits, they manifest physically as well. So we want to make sure that we're paying attention to those things and we're not just, saying, oh, things will get better. Well, things will get better when we come into alignment, when we come into balance of the self, when we start to love ourselves fully here with this ace, loving ourselves before anybody else, being our first lovers. All right, so let's see. Zanahari is many things to the people of the island or country of Madagascar. There are many versions of this deity in various Malagasy cosmologies. You can find Zanahari represented as above, below, as a direction north, south, east, and west, or as a supreme deity. Some myths convey Zanahari as either a genderless or two-spirit deity, with both male and female aspects. In these situations, Zanahari is often referred to in her feminine aspect as sky, and in her masculine aspect as earth. One energy cannot exist without the other. Balance is achieved when we make room for both and of nature and of everything in between. Emerging from the cosmic dust, Zanahari is all-powerful, all-seeing, and all-knowing. Since bringing herself into existence, there has been a systematic and strategic erasure of her feminine aspect. In this deck, we refuse to let her feminine sky aspect be subjugated, and we defiantly name Zanahari a goddess. If you've drawn this card, the ancestors are asking you to notice those moments where your visibility is being compromised, either by others or by your own doing. Be confident in what you create and where your strengths lie and what your contributions are. You are emboldened to claim all of who you are. Invitation. Resist invisibility. Bring all of you to the table in order to achieve balance. All right. Until next time. Peace.